paper mache. Gray paint, blue and turquoise, green, a clouded world with fishing line attached to an old light, original to the house, faux brass chipping, discolored, an ugly thing. What must the people of this planet think? The ground knobby and dry, the ocean's blue powder, the farmland stiff and carefully maintained. Sometimes they spin one direction and then back again. How the coyotes howl, how the people learn to love regardless, the majesty of their own towering hearts. The mountain, which they agree are beautiful, and the turquoise, never has there been such a color, breaking into precious and semi-precious stones. They build houses from them, grand places of worship, and there is much to worship. Look up, for instance. 6 suns, the wonder of it, first one, then the next, eclipsing the possibility that their world hangs by a thread.
This is a reading from the Quran, chapter 40, verse 57. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. The creation of the heavens and earth is greater than the creation of mankind, but most of the people do not know. Sadaqallahu al-Azim.
When human beings are going through any kind of struggle or adversity, I think there's a hope that at the end of it that we will grow and learn and become better for it. I think that's very true in this situation. In order to do that, we need to make sure that we're asking the right questions. Now, first and foremost in everybody's mind is to make sure that everybody that we can make sure is safe and healthy, and that we can minimize the loss of human life. But I'm wondering if the second questions that we're asking maybe are not the right ones. The second questions seem to be around the economy, but when we talk about the economy, what we're actually talking about is the transaction of money between people. When in reality, economy comes from the Greek word, which is oikos, which is household. And that can be meant in a literal sense of somebody's household, but it can also mean a community like Appleby, or a town like Milton, or Oakville, or this nation of Canada. It is a word that also is rooted in the word we have, ecology. And I think really that's what we're talking about. And I wonder if that's the real question we need to be asking ourselves. What is this that we're going through right now teaching us about our ecology? Now, in the midst of all the questions that have been asked of us in regards to this global pandemic, one of the questions that's not being asked enough is the impact on our environment, on the ecology. But every once in a while you'll see articles in, for example, The Guardian or the New York Times, which actually is reflecting on this issue. And what we're finding is overwhelmingly that the environment, our ecology, is being positively impacted by this global shutdown. We're seeing pollution levels decrease. We're seeing natural habitats being reclaimed. And maybe there is a lesson for us as we move forward. A couple of days ago, we had Earth Day, and I think it's important to reflect upon this question. What can we learn from what we're going through right now? And how can we move forward as a global community that we can help our economy, our oikos, our household, and move forward in a way that we can find, once again, the balance that we so much need. Now, one thing I want to be clear about here is I'm not trying to minimize the tremendous negative impact that this global shutdown has had on so many people in so many ways. I think it's vitally important that we can all get our economies back up and running as soon as it is safe and healthy to do so. What I'm saying, though, is that this is our chance to really reflect on how our economy, how our oikos, how our global household is run. And can we find a new way to find that equilibrium, that balance, so that we can create a new system that is sustainable and just for all living creatures in our world.
Hope you guys are all doing safe and well. I have a little performance for you today. The song is called Truth to Power by One Republic, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Lord, help us to maintain a reverent attitude towards nature, threatened from all sides today, in such a way that we may restore it completely to the condition of brother-sister, and to its role of usefulness to all humankind for the glory of God, our Creator. Amen.